ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming and welcome to the 8th Annual Business Forum for Entrepreneurs. Our annual business forum has been very successful in the past in giving participants an opportunity to network and grow their businesses. I would like to invite Ms. Joanna Lowe, President of the Association of Chinese Canadian Entrepreneurs, to come up and make the welcoming remarks.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Mother's Day and welcome to 2007 Business Forum. Thank you very much for taking some of your precious time today to join us here. Business Forum is a continuation of annual Chinese Canadian Entrepreneurs Awards. Today, we have cordially invited some of our past and current award winners as our speakers. In doing so, we wish to bring them closer to us and learn from their success stories. Personal experience is the most valuable asset, and to share that experience is most honorable and unselfish. Our award winners come from diverse business categories, and their success story will be unique in their own way. Let's find out how these exceptional individuals overcame their many obstacles before meeting success. Today's presentation will be enjoyable and a great learning experience. We are also very honorable to have BDC, Business Development Bank of Canada, as our sponsor. Thank you very much. So let us sit back and listen to their stories. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real pleasure to be here today at this Business Forum for Entrepreneurs. On behalf of BDC, Business Development Bank of Canada, I would like to tell you how proud we are to be sponsoring this event. Congratulations to all of the award winners. Your theme, Passion for Success, is most appropriate. In my years working with business people, I have seen firsthand the passion that goes into building a successful business. You have every reason to celebrate your success in turning your passion into winning results. At the recent CEO meeting of the ACCE, one member who had just bought a new building said to me, "If only I had known about BDC." So I hope that by sponsoring this event, our bank will become better known to the Chinese community. BDC is the Crown Corporation. Our mandate is to help the Canadian entrepreneurs grow and develop their businesses. We have been around for over 60 years, and today we have 92 branches across the country. More than 27,000 Canadian entrepreneurs are our clients. BDC offers financing solutions that help entrepreneurs at every stage, from startup to expansion, right through to transition. We provide financing for working capital, building construction, acquisitions of a building, equipment, or business. We take more risk than traditional chartered banks and provide more flexible terms. Also, we offer subordinate financing to help customers bring their companies to the next level, as well as venture capital solutions with a focus on technology-based business with high growth potential. But we are more than bankers. Where we really stand out is in our relationship with customers. New clients that I met with, especially small business owners. They told me that I was the only banker who visited their office, who wanted to understand their businesses. Other banks they deal with for 3 years, 5 years, or even 10 years, none of them show interest in their operations. All they care is the financial numbers. Well, I must admit that we care about financial numbers too. But we also take into consideration the challenges that you are facing and moving forward, how you are going to overcome the challenges. When customers come to us, they often need more than just financing. At BDC, we combine financing solutions with consulting support. I believe our consulting services are our best kept secret. Customer may require a strategic plan, a plan to increase efficiency, or a transition plan. We go deeper, really get to know our customers' needs, and work with them to develop their businesses. We provide a full range of consulting solutions, such as operational efficiency, marketing planning and research, tax credit for scientific research and experimental development, exporting planning and growth potential assessment. All these consulting solutions will help our customers better compete today and to plan for future growth. As business people, you've shown that you have what it takes to reach excellence in today's changing world. But you also know that many hurdles and obstacles come with running a company. And that's what we are here for, to provide tailor-made solutions that help you meet contemporary challenges and reach new levels of performance. At BDC, we believe that diversity is part of our strength, both within our company and in the communities we serve. The Chinese-Canadian business community is important to us, and I hope that BDC will become important to more and more of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chinese-Canadian Entrepreneur Awards 2007 Presentation Gala Night.
The 2007 Lifetime Achievement Award winner is?
And the winner is? Jean Long.
Thank you to Ari Chen and Dorothy Lau.
Being Chinese and also being a woman, she worked hard and she persevered, but always with a positive outlook on life. And she would have said, as she always did at the end of the many speeches that she made during her lifetime, I am proud, so proud to be Canadian.
It is my pleasure to announce the winner of this year's Best Startup Award. And the winner is... The winner is EC Home Design Group, Eleanor Chan and Christina Lai. Please come up.
Thank you, Mr. Spencer. Thank you.
When we started our company, we were the first one in the business model. We provide the most complete interior design decoration service.
And the winner of the Most Innovative Award for 2007 is Co-Baltic, Mr. Cam Ko.
I would like to thank the following. God, without Him, there would be no purpose for our business for me. My mother, who has inspired me, and to this day continues to inspire me as an entrepreneur.
We're a progressive company. We're delighted to be sponsoring the Progressive Award. And the winner is... Didn't think I could do that, did you? The Accolade Group, Hopping, No, and Hilton, No.
Our award is for our team, so I'm here because of all of you, and thank you.
We're very proud to once again support the Award of Merit. And this year's award goes to Asian legend, Brian Wang.
my parents, my wife, Joanne.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome the winner of the 2007 Best Community Service Award. The winner is Victoria Education Group, Maria Sun.
The last thing I want to share with everyone is keep dreaming, never give up. You can do your future right in the palm of your own hand. Thank you all.
I am very honored to be here on behalf of EDC to present the award for Best International Business. Next, Mr. Hugh Chow.
I'd like to thank all our distinguished guests tonight, our sponsors, BBC, and also all the Chinese and Canadian entrepreneurs who came before me. These are the people who gave this award special meaning. It represents how talents around the world are being embraced into Canada.
The Entrepreneur of the Year Award is a remarkable achievement that is no easy feat. Congratulations to all the nominees on your successes. And the Entrepreneur of the Year Award goes to Gap Adventures, Bruce Boone Tip.
This award was nominated by Bruce Chin.
As I said, it's kind of odd. I feel like I have a lot to do in my life still. I think I have a lot of gas in the tank. So getting this award sometimes to me is like putting U2 in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when they've got so much more music to give. I feel I have a lot more to give. I have a lot more to bring to the world. But right now this kind of marks a moment in time for me. And I just thank everyone who's involved in the program and everyone who's involved in deciding to give me this honor tonight. And I thank you very much for your time tonight. Thanks.
Mr. Fred Lai, past president of ACCE and also a winner of the 2000 Chinese Canadian Entrepreneur Awards. Mr. Steve Karpenko, manager consulting of BDC. Mr. Wilbert Lai, Mr. President of past president of ACCE. And also our panelists. Winner of Best Community Service Award, Ms. Maria Sun, President of Victoria Education Group. Winner of Most Innovative Award, Mr. Cam Ko, President of Cobotic Limited. Winner of the Award of Merit, Mr. Brian Wang, President of Asian Legend. Winner of the Entrepreneur of the Year Award 2005, Mr. Royson Eng, President of Samtec Computer Inc. Winner of the Entrepreneur of the Year Award 2007, Mr. Bruce Poon Tip, CEO of Gap Adventures.
It's our main purpose today to bring in the expertise and insight from our panelists to share with every one of you. Some of you are aspiring entrepreneurs, some of you are looking for some tips and ideas to expand your business. So welcome you all here today. Today's format basically will be including two sessions. The first session is 1 hour, we are starting now, with including two components. One is, the first one will be 2 minutes self-introduction by each of our winners and panelists. Then we'll follow with the questions from the moderator group. Then we'll have a break. After the break, it will be your sessions. We are expecting, hoping, and encouraging all the questions from you have in your mind and share with us, and the panelists will answer all your questions. ACCE is proud with all our associates today to have together give these opportunities for everyone in this room to have a chance to ask questions, to solve all the things that you have some kind of question with. Let me introduce our colleagues here. The moderator group. From the far end, right-hand side, Fred, of course, like Jerry said, they're the winner of the 2000 Best Startup Award. He is also the founder of Amazing Custom Fabricating Link, which is a leading sheet metal component manufacturer supplying to a wide variety of industries, including heating, ventilation, store fixtures, and displays. His company has been in business for over 10 years and growing ever since after that. So glad to have you here, Fred. And of course, right next to me is Steve Capengo. Steve is a consulting manager with BDC. He helps his client handle business development and growth challenges by offering advice on marketing, finance, and operations. Steve has been a professional consultant for over 20 years, and he has owned and operated several businesses successfully in his career. So he has been a successful entrepreneur himself before he advised anybody for further success. Steve also holds an MBA degree from the Zurich School of Business from York University, and he's also a certified management consultant. Me, myself, I've been a Canadian business world for over 30 years. I'm a practicing certified management accountant, and like all the bookworms, I also hold one of those MBA degrees. I'm so proud of me, myself. I'm an entrepreneur myself for 15 years, owning my own accounting firm. So all joining together, we want to offer you practical experience in the entrepreneurial world, how to start up your business and how to grow your business together. So we're glad to be here today. Thank you all here. So start with Fred will guide us for starting today's session.
Okay, thank you, Wilbert. Thank you, panelists. I want you to relax, and you are about to spill the beans to the lobbies. Okay, and I'd like you to open your heart and reveal all to our audience. Okay. Now, before that, I want you to introduce yourself. Each of you will have 2 minutes.
Well, first of all, let me thank ACCE for having me here and for the Award for Entrepreneur of the Year. Very happy to be here this afternoon. Well, Gap Adventures is at the heart an operations that operates adventure travel holidays all over the world. We have over 1,000 different trips to over 100 countries. So we have divisions that are in all continents. We have adventures on all continents, including Antarctica, where we own also an expedition ship which runs trips to Antarctica. We have operational offices in Quito, Lima, Cusco, and Buenos Aires, and San Jose for Latin America, Bangkok and Beijing for Asia, and Cape Town and Nairobi for Africa, and in Spain for Europe. We've been around for 17 years. I started the company myself in 1990 at the age of 22, and I think I'm a prime example of an entrepreneurial success story, I guess. Having not been born here, and I find Canada to be a fantastic example of allowing entrepreneurs to be successful, because I'm a product of that. We sell, the main success of our company is that we sell all over the world. We sell in 27 countries around the world. So it's the difference between, we operate tours in 100 countries, but we sell our tours in 27 countries. Canada only represents about 12% of our business presently. So we are also, from the government, we received the Global Traders Award this year for excellence in exporting, because 88% of our business is exporting. And we're unique because we export services around the world. Just in terms of our size, we have about 580 employees, and our revenues right now are, we're expecting revenues to be coming around $110 million this year. And obviously we've gone from a startup from nothing, which I started in 1990, but that gives you an idea. and I'll be happy to answer your questions later. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Royson, president of Samtech Computers. What we do is we are a distributor in Canada who distribute all the computers component inside, and our customer includes Walmart, Sam's Club, Future Shop, Best Buy, Staples, Office Depot, and so on. One of the things that the company was started in 1989 by Sam Chiu, which is the founder, from a garage in Markham. Work from house, work from basement. And today, the company is over $120 million. And globally, up to 5 years ago, the company was part of a listed company in Hong Kong. Today, the company overall is $345 million US. So with offices all over the world. And one thing about the company is that we are keep going, changing. Today, I'll probably tell you that we not only sell computers, we also sell food. Later part of the presentation, I will explain why we need to move to food business. And again, 16 years ago, I arrived in Canada. My first job included petrol kiosk station, putting a petrol pump. And today, what the difference is, and I will share my more information later on. Thank you.
Thank you for ACCE for inviting me today. My name is Cam Cole, and I'm the President and CEO of Kavatic Limited. Our company major business is in the automotive part manufacturing. We manufacture parts for the big three to some of the Japanese automotive companies. The company started since 1993, and started with one part-time employee, and also one part-time employee, including my wife, who is also a pharmacist. And today we have 40 people. We employ mostly robotic and automation in the production of automotive parts. Our business has been growing, and our business has been steady over the last 14 years. With the ideas in our business is mostly like the award that we won is innovative, because we, from time to time, we do build machines. We do build machines for our customers and also ourselves to cope with the new prototypes of model car, model years, to generate or manufacture parts in the millions. So later on, if you have questions interesting regarding to our business, the way we work, the way we produce parts, please ask me later on. Thank you.
我要先感谢ACCE 给我这个机会来到这里跟大家 share。
I want to thank ACCE for giving me the chance to come up here to talk to every one of you here.
我们的生意呢，就是1988年我的 parents。
We started our business back in 1988 from my parents.
那我是从台湾来的时候，我是1993年的时候我来多伦多。
We are from Taiwan. We arrived here in 1993.
在之前呢，我对餐饮完全没有概念。
Before that, I had no idea how to run a business.
因为这是我父母亲他们一直都在做这个 business。
Our parents have been starting this business, running this business.
所以在我来到多伦多的时候，我对多伦多的环境有担心，不知道方向在哪里。
When I first came to Toronto, of course, I'm worried and not knowing that much stuff in a new environment.
但是需要了3年，我花了3年时间去找寻一个方向。
So I spent 3 years to find the directions of the business I want to start.
因为当时父母亲教我的生意呢，是每个月做18000块钱。
When my parents run the business, the monthly sales volume is about $18,000 per month.
但是当时的房租就要6000块钱。
The rent by then was $6,000.
所以大家可以知道，就是说这个所有的经济上的压力有多么大。
So you can see the economic pressure on us is really high.
但是我很感谢有这么多的 staff， 这么多员工，经过这么18年来，我们现在一年我们可以做1000万。
So we were happy the support of the staff helped us grow for the last 18 years, and then our volume now is astronomical.
所以从当时的2个员工到现在 come to 150个员工。
So from an employee group of 2 people, now we have more than 180 people working for us.
所以我很愿意跟大家 share， 如果等一下的时间呢，我愿意把我所知道的，这个过程当中所碰到的困难，我真的愿意跟大家 share， 所以请大家不弃嫌嫌，跟我交换意见。
It's my intention and heartfelt desire to share my experience with all of you today.
OK， 谢谢 ACCE， 谢谢大家。
Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Happy Mother's Day for all the women here. Thank you. First of all, I have to thank ACCE for the amazing award. It looks great on my desk. I'm ready for some more. And I have learned a lot from the past 7 years of experience in running my business, which is located in 200 Consumers Road, Unit 118. Victoria Education Group is made up by Victoria International College, CG Global Employment Service, and MPR Consulting. At the same time, Victoria Education Group is also the proud supporter of 4 non-profit organizations: Canadian Chinese Women Supporting Center, North American Canadian Chinese Culture and Language Exchange, and also Canadian Chinese Software and Management Association, and also Chile Association. Oh, it's so complex, you know. Yeah, and also I'm the owner of Victoria Education Group, but I have to say I cannot have done so much without the management team behind me. Peter Zhang, the Vice President, and Alisa Zhou, the Manager of Victoria International College, and also Kathy Guo, the Manager of CG Global Employment Service. We are currently offering a wide range service from job training, career training to job placement. And we focus on immigrants. We focus on IT, accounting, finance, PSW, ECA, CQE, and also English. And more than 100 full-time and part-time instructors, 2 technician supporters, and 16 full-time staff makes a very strong team and a pretty warm family here in Victoria Education Group. We are working very hard to provide better service for our clients, and also we work together very close to fund the realization of our dream. We are very happy to see that under our help, more and more newcomers can make Canada, the lovely country, become their own home. Thank you, everybody.
My first question is for Brian. Brian, what are the most important things as a newcomer especially to learn about doing business in Toronto and Canada?
我想因为 Toronto 的市场跟亚洲的市场跟你来的环境 difference.
I think Toronto market is different from the Asian market.
最重要一点就是说你想要做什么 business.
So the most important thing is you have to know what kind of business you want to start.
因为在这个过程当中呢，你必须要非常很 clear， 就是说你要做什么，你要了解你到底对这个行业有没有真的所谓的 professional 的经验。
So in the process, you got to understand the business you are getting in and all the angles in the industry.
所以我最重要的想跟大家 share 就是说，因为如果你有一个非常 就是 focus 你对这个行业非常了解的话，然后对一个是市场 marketing 非常了解的话，我相信在做一个生意的时候的 start 开始，你就成功了一半。
So key thing is understand the market, understand the industry, then you succeeded half, 50% of the whole process already.
Doing business in Toronto, I think, is far more competitive than anywhere else, I think, in Canada. And doing business, looking at Canada as a whole, on kind of a global sense, it also poses its own challenges because I think the government of Canada is new to kind of international trade. And I think when I started in 1990, it was much more difficult for us. I moved from Calgary to Toronto to start my business. It was much more difficult then than it was today because there wasn't organizations that could help out young entrepreneurs. But I think doing business in Toronto is, and in Canada, is the good part about it is the camaraderie amongst other entrepreneurs. I think people are very supportive in new startups and new startup ideas. I think the banks are starting to turn on to listen to entrepreneurs and trying to figure out entrepreneurs better. And I think as well, the education is also important. A lot of universities are developing entrepreneurship programs or parts of their program, the business program, which focuses on entrepreneurs. And I think Canada as a whole is identifying entrepreneurs younger and giving them more opportunities, I think, to start businesses.
I was wondering if you could help our audience understand the steps or how you go about attracting your first customers, marketing and advertising on a limited budget.
When I first started this business, the hardest thing to deal with, besides having no money, I think is I have to work very hard without knowing what's going to the business become. It's kind of like finding the light switch in a dark room. The looking part is slow and frustrating, but once you switch it on, it's quite rewarding, you know.
How long does that process take?
I think it's about at least half a year.
And how long did it take before your school broke even?
About 1 year. Yeah, you know, I remember in 2002, the IT industry is low, and many people got laid off, and it's hard to find jobs. It's very hard for us to get students. I remember one particular day in 2002. It's one of the most important Chinese holidays, and we have free seminars the whole day, but only one person turned out finally. So the presenter, the speaker, speak with the only one guy about 3 or 4 hours, and he left without registering any class. So, you know, it's very funny. It might be funny now, but it's very painful back then.
Growing from a company from 1 people to more than 500 people right now. You see my hair is all losing. I have 40 employees and I'm just losing all my hair on them. I just wonder how you can manage such a growing company globally with people all around the world. How are you going to connect them? How are you going to manage them?
I think for me personally, I've had to develop my own personal skills over time. I think as I've grown, the word leadership to people means a lot of things. I think I've had I've developed my own leadership skills and continue to get better at how I lead people. Because when we were small and just in Toronto, I could lead by example, and so I'm a very hard worker, so people work as hard as I did. But then you kind of have to start finding other leaders to lead people because you have international offices, and you get into a role where you're more like a coach, and you kind of coach people to reach their potential or become leaders themselves. But today, it's a very different role, and I've had to develop, and in those different phases, I have been stronger at some times than other times. The role today of leading 580 employees, when I think the last count was about 150 of them I've never met and probably will never meet in their entire career with me, becomes a very different type of leadership, because you suddenly have to lead people that work very hard for you, but you don't necessarily meet them on a daily basis, because we have offices in 28 countries now. So there's a lot of employees that I will never meet, and so my leadership role is very different. But how you do it really is great people. It's always down to great people, and it's down to your own ability to build leaders, because I cannot lead 580 people in 27 countries myself. As much as I can travel or as much as I can go out and meet people, I just can't do it.
That's fair enough. That's fair to say. But on the other hand, in my experience, that you got tons of people who want a job from you.
Yes.
But how are you going to retain those one who can turn them into leaders? Can you share some of those experiences?
Yeah. I mean, I think if you ask any great leader who leads some of the biggest kind of companies in the world who I kind of respect, most of them would say one of your top positions has to be your HR person. I have our HR person as one of my top executives. I know people rely on COOs or CFOs. I have both of those, but my number one person is my director of HR. And they're at the highest level of my executive management, it's the highest level of my decision making. So we have to put systems in place to be able to not only hire great, but also weed out people that don't fit into our company culture very quickly and so we don't, so we develop systems where people, we put everything in place for people to succeed. And then very early on, detect people that are potential leaders and can do more, and we can develop or fast track as we grow, because like we're in acquisition mode at the moment, and a couple of the companies that we're looking to acquire in the next year will more than double the size of our business. And the only way I can do that is if I have leaders developing and ready to take over more responsibility. And I have to be able to detect those leaders very early on and develop them or fast track them through our system so they're ready to take on more responsibilities. And I can entrust them to move on and move to other countries or other businesses or other divisions of the company and lead as well as I can, or lead people to work hard and build your business.
Was money part of the important ingredients to retake them?
Well, certainly money is a big thing. I mean, for maintaining your executive staff for sure, but within our company, I mean, we're one of Maclean's Magazine's 100 top companies in Canada, but we get that for other things. We have a benefits package, and we have a package that allows our employees a lot of freedom. We give 4 weeks holiday to every starting employee. We give 1 trip for anywhere in the world once a year for any employee. I mean, we do a lot of things to retain our employees.
Maybe I should quit my business in Europe. Now, don't tell me life is not all that rosy in business. I think life is not that smooth of sailing all the time, right? Is that a fair statement?
Well, I would think that my last 5 years have been quite easy sailing for me. I think, I mean, as I said, my company's 17 years old. I think, and she was saying she broke even in a year. After a year, I was still living in a garage. So I would love to break even in a year. So that in itself takes a lot of tenacity.
Your parent must be very harsh to you then.
Well, I know, I mean, if I were to start a business maybe that was technology or distribution or something that was more understood, I think my parents would have been more accepting. But when I said I was going to start an adventure travel company to take people on horseback treks across Mongolia and train trips across Vietnam, or mountain biking in India, my parents were a little bit freaked out when I first started the business. But I mean, certainly we've had our share of hard times. The hard times we have right now, I think in the last 5 years, I always say to the people at the companies, we have good problems. Managing a rapid growth, I mean, we will grow again 46% this year, and we're anticipating 45% next year. And that brings a lot of its own problems, but how I don't like to look at problems as problems. I look at them as opportunities for us as a company to grow and for people to develop. So I always say that we have good problems.
Is there any other time that you really feel that you're not in control? And you, especially a company growing like this, is there a time that you feel scared? Tell me how you overcome these moments.
Scared wouldn't be a word. I would use. I don't think you can. When you get to a certain level, I don't think you can show fear. Even though you might be a little nervous on certain decisions. But yes, for sure. I mean, within the last 2 years, I've restructured the company twice. It's been a very stressful situation for the entire company because we've grown from being a small little startup to being, what we are today. And having people organically grow, I had to bring in new executive and more experienced leaders. I've had to restructure departments and people. I did one about a year and a half ago where I had, at that time I had 6 VPs and 3 of them ended up leaving the company during that transition. Very difficult time. After 16 years at that point in the business, I was working harder than I ever worked to build the infrastructure we have now. But we're announcing another restructuring that's going to be announced in 3 weeks to prepare us for the next level in the next year. And again, it's not something that comes naturally to me, so I find it very difficult. But I mean, it's part of my job and part of the business. So I wouldn't say scared or I wouldn't say fear. I mean, it's just something you have to do if you want to be in business.
Okay. As far as I'm concerned, maybe this question is for Camco. As far as I'm concerned, I like machine more than people. Right? Tell me, is that an important part of how you succeed in Canadian manufacture, especially facing such a fierce competition globally?
Well, robot is not the figure that you pictured as like a human-like, a machine of walk. The robot in reality in our industry is just basically an arm that it takes away, the hazardous environment from operators. It's important for me, at least. This technology is not new, particularly in the automotive business. Robots. I have not. I have not always been relying. Well, what I should say is that for the robot alone, it cannot build my business. I guess first of all, you have to have your own skill. It's just like a computer, garbage in, garbage out. You have to have the knowledge to teach the robot. My main process or specialty is in welding. So I have always known welding. Even before I immigrated to Canada here, I had always been working in the welding field. I built power stations in Hong Kong, and I look after the welding department. And so long since I have known welding. So when I came to Canada, I have always been involved in welding. My career has always been welding before I started my own company. Knowing welding, then I basically apply welding to robots. And it's important, I guess, these days because skilled people are hard to come by. Still remember years ago when I first came to Canada, I attended the Georgetown College learning welding because I wanted the Canadian experience. So I went to school there, and at that time they overhauled well over 30 different classes in welding. As of today, there's 0 welding class because they thought that when computer became popular, and so welding classes or even machine shop classes are no longer popular. So they got rid of those classes. Even high schools You don't have machine shop classes, woodworking classes, because they were not popular. Okay?
Well, does it tell you something about manufacturing in Canada that
yes.
there's not enough people going to manufacturing?
Right.
So you have a hard time finding good employees in technical field, right?
Yes.
But does it tell you something? That means to say how you survive and still do well in terms of in Canada in a manufacturing environment.
Yes, that's very true. I have, in many times, I had to look for welders, manual welders, because, well, most of my business, like I would say, 95% is automation, with robots or automatic machine doing the welding. However, 5%, I do sometimes need manual welders. For example, like prototypes, a very fast job to repair or whatnot in-house. We do need manual welders. And I had a hard time looking for them because I advertise them, in paper, internet. Very seldom would I be able to find a candidate. So I myself train them in my shop, although there are 40 people in there, well over 40, but most of my machinists, my technicians, myself, my engineers, they've all gone through picking up the welder, and they weld.
In a nutshell, then I conclude, based on what I see from you, you also rely on technology rather than on human hands, because you cannot find enough skilled help, despite the fact you train them.
Yes.
Right? But you still rely on technology to keep yourself competitive in the marketplace. Am I correct?
Yes.
Maybe you could comment and tell the audience some secrets or some tips on how to land a big customer, and then once you've done that, how do they help you and how do they challenge you and when it comes to running your business?
The challenges is like winning lottery, 649, I guess. Honestly, I think it's a lot to do with, first you must have luck. Honestly, luck, I believe a lot of luck in it. Number two is that you have to be prepared and to go after this large customer. Example, large customers like Best Buy, Future Shop like that, okay, or Walmart. I guess one thing I learned from it is that if you do not know how to do business with a customer like this, the best part is to steal somebody from them. Exactly how my boss, the founder, steal me from Future Shop. I think that was very true. Today, a number of my staff are all from all these large firms. We hire from them. I believe in hiring within the company so they can talk the same language, they can think like them, they can think, eat, sleep like them. Basically, is what I meant by that. It is true because each one speaks a different language. Each one asks for different things. Things that asked by Best Buy is something different from Walmart. So they are totally different. They speak, in fact, the system they use are all different. They rate us differently. They put us a check mark how we behave, how we do with them. They all have totally different way of looking at you. One is looking at best price. One is looking at making sure that you have 3 months of inventory sitting in your warehouse. Things like that. I think to fairly answer the question is that how to land a customer like this early on is to hire somebody within if you do not know how. Number two is to study them. It's getting challenged and more challenged. We are not the only company to sell to a big company like this. There are a lot of companies which maybe 1,000 million times bigger than us. A lot of them are from the United States. They are big players. They are manufacturers. They are very strong in logistics. They have the money to pay upfront to lose money. Those kind of challenges that we face day in, day out. But the key is that you need to find the hot button, the niche product, the niche thing that what the customer is looking for. I'll give you an example. Walmart, for instance. Walmart is looking for green thing, no longer price, something environment friendly product. If you can present something, this product will melt. If you throw in garbage in 3 years, it will disintegrate. They like to hear about it. to bring to me now. The company like Walmart, they are looking at something different from just price. Something like Best Buy, I want the technology. Bring me a 2 terabyte hard drive, I want to see today. Although it's not available, I want to see today. So there are certain people looking for certain things. I guess to answer your question is that we need to find that. But the other thing is that you must have a niche, and also besides niche, you have to know that to sell yourself, who you are. Why are you there for them? I'll give you an example. We did not get Walmart business for 3 years. We call them every day. No email reply, no extension, you leave message for them. You know what? One day they call us up. Why don't you do business with us? We say, look, we've been calling you for the last 3 years. What are you talking about? So why did they call us? Because some of the buyers in the industry from Fisher, Walmart, they move around all the time. They know who we are. We are so big part with Future Shop in our business that they understand, they recognize it. So that's why they call us. Why don't we do business with them? And what is the advantage of doing that? We will sign the contract based on our contract. Because now they call us. Walmart calls us and say, look, I need this one. Sorry, we don't do business like that. So we have upper hand. As a result, we can sign a contract that we could order and change Walmart contract. If you were going there today to change the contract, without 60-day term, without all these promises, you will not get a door inside. But because they call upon us, that's luck. I'm saying the luck they call upon us, we have a niche against that.
Okay, so that means to say you need luck. Is that what you're saying?
United States 49.
So what else do we need? The audience is here to listen to the in-depth knowledge of how you do business. If you say just luck, I don't think it's good enough, Royce. Come on.
I know.
You got a 5-day dinner tonight. Oh, today Mother Day, so cannot. You can do some other day. You know. I let you go.
As I said, luck is not just the only thing. I say you need to know the inside track. The biggest thing is inside track, knowing what they require. And the only way to know is somebody inside will tell you.
Would it be helpful if we know who you are dealing with? Like know their culture, know the company culture, know the what they are looking for.
Exactly.
Can that help you?
Exactly what I meant by that. Because for me to understand a company culture, they're all vary from each other. So it's better you know you're hiring somebody from inside to tell you exactly what they're looking for.
Okay. Now I have a question for Asian lesson, Brian. Okay, when I was in my college days, one of my friends came up to me and said, you know, I love Chinese food. He's a Caucasian anyway, so he said he loved Chinese food. So how he's looking for those best Chinese restaurants? First of all, he researched the washroom first. Now, if the washroom is clean, he won't stay. If the washroom is dirty and smelly, he knows the food must be good. That's why so many people. Now, tell me, what is the trend right now? What is the business trend right now? I know in restaurant business is brutally fierce competition. Tell me how you evolve and survive and doing well. What's the trend in business, in your restaurant business? Can you share with us on that?
Okay, right now the trend actually customer volume， 因为那个现在的客人希望找到好吃、干净又舒适又付得少，这就是现在的餐饮业的一个 trend。
The trend now, the customer is looking for good service, good price, and good quality food and good atmosphere. That's what the customer is looking for.
Oh, it's not smelling restaurant.
Okay. What are your growth plans, and how important is it to have a business plan when you're starting out?
First of all, you should have a goal and make sure write it on paper. Writing your goal on paper, and you know, I think there is no better career than I have already, and there is no better feeling than helping people achieving their goals. In my dream, I hope I can make Victoria Education Group the #1 career college for immigrants in Canada.
Well, maybe for Cam, do you preset business goals that you work towards? You're sort of in a different business with the welding and the robotics. Do you have a business plan written down? How do you?
Yeah, I do have. I do written them down. And I come back, from 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2003, and I can find all the papers. And each year I have a goal, and each year I have a plan. And in the end of the year, I will bring the paper and have a look, and to see that if I finish it or not. If I finish it, okay, I will give myself award, buy beautiful clothes, something like that. If I didn't finish it, okay, maybe just I will give myself a punishment. It's very important, and even each month, and every day. I really suggest everybody should have a box. Everybody should have a box, and if you do something wrong, just put a black paper in it. And if you do something right, and just put red paper in it every day. And after 1 month, take the box and look at it and count it, how many black papers and how many red papers. Then you will know the whole month what happens, and the next month what you should do to make red papers more and more, to make black paper less and less. It's very, very important. Check yourself every day.
Bruce, I understand that you're involved in your company is highly social responsible for the environment, and you're involved in all of these charity, even form a foundation. So as Maria also, you want their work because of community services. Now tell me, in the real world, we need to cut costs and lower our prices to become competitive. How can we effectively implement the concept of social responsibility realistically in your company?
My business might be a little different, especially it was because we're at the heart of what we are. We're a sustainable part of as a sustainable tourism company. So it's an important ingredient in our consumers' decision-making process. So for us, it might be a bit easier to spend the money that we do on our foundation and the work that we do in terms of the sustainable side of our business. But certainly when cost-cutting comes and when we look at our budgets, which we're presently doing right now, it is always a question about the amount that we give back and how much it costs us to be green. And I'd say that and I started a foundation. We have a foundation called the Planetara Foundation, and I started this foundation internally within our organization to almost be a police system for us internally. So, I always called them Frankenstein because I created them, and now they're coming back to kill me because they are internally adjusting how we think continually. Because as we continue to grow, it gets harder and harder to go back to our roots on why we started and who we were when we started. Planetara is an important part of that development. But I have to say, in the last 2 years, with all the global warming talk that's going on and all the trend towards the environment, it's been a huge asset for my business because we believed in it early, and we're now seen as a pioneer on that side of our business. Examples of that are in 2003, when the United Nations developed or dedicated the year for sustainable tourism. They did the launch at the United Nations in New York, and I was the only person asked to come and speak at the United Nations on that. And that was quite an honor of being recognized. And as well, 3 weeks ago, Al Gore was in town, and I was invited to go for lunch with Al Gore and talk about what we do as a company in the Arctic and the Antarctic. And in that meeting was also David Suzuki. For us, that was another proud moment for us as a company, recognized as a leader in that side of our business. So it's kind of become entwined in what we do, and we're kind of known for it. So it's something that we continually watch on how we spend, but it is a big part of our business now, and it's almost expected from our consumer.